Okay, students, this is a short lesson on how to use your TI-84 or 83 calculator to be able to do a least squares regression line. And so here's a problem from your exercise, and let's just read it together for a moment. A random sample of 11 statistics students produced the following data where X is the third exam score out of 80 and Y is the final exam score out of 200. The least squares regression line is in the form of A equals B sub O 0 plus B sub 1 X. Compute the least squared regression line for predicting the final exam score from the third exam score. Find the correlation coefficient. Predict the final exam score of a student who scored 73 on the third exam. Now, folks, this is a very good question. Let's take a moment and study it. Okay, so here's our data. And remember, X is representing the score out of 80 on the third exam, and then Y over here is the score in the final. It's a little hard to see looking very carefully. First of all, these numbers are not that far apart. You have a 75 here, that's a 198, and then you have a 65 here, 175. It appears that way, but we need some procedure to get a good standard way of quantifying that and to see if that is predictable. And that's what we're trying to do with the calculator. So here's what we're going to do. Let's go get our calculator. Okay, again, we have our calculator. Here's our screen. Here's our keypad. We're going to press the Stat button. It's already got number 1, the editor, selected. So we're just going to hit enter. Now I want to put my data in L1 and L2. We just showed you the X and the Y. But the problem is I've got some data in L2. So I'm going to go up and hit clear and enter. Now I have 2 free columns to put my data in. So folks, let's just, I'm just going to start with the X column, 65, 67, 71, 71, 66, 75, 67, 70, 71, 69, and 69. Okay, so now all the data is in for the X, that's my L1. I'm going to hit the right arrow, and now we're ready to put the values in for the Y. 175, 133, 185, 163, okay, didn't mean to bore you putting all those numbers in here. Then the last one, 159. Now keep in mind when you do this, if these 2 columns match up, you're in pretty good shape. You could scroll through there and, see if you have the right numbers. You could do that. But if you're paying attention while you're working, normally you will not make a mistake. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to determine the regression line. But before we do that, we need to make sure our diagnostics are on. And the way to do that is go to Second Catalog. And you want to scroll down for the D's. I'm going to do a little shortcut and just hit like I said, I'm just going to do shortcut. There we go. I'm going to go down, 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 down. And again, you only have to do this one time. Diagnostic on, diagnostic off. Wow, I really did go past there, didn't I? All right, so diagnostic on. Make sure you hit enter, okay? That way you can get all your good data that you need. All right, so we're going to go to Stat. We're going to go to Calc. And we want to do a linear regression. Now this A is the B sub naught, and this B is the B sub 1. Okay, we're just going to hit enter. Now, the calculator is going to ask us, are your lists in the right place? And they are. So all we need to do is just hit calculate. All right, so notice these numbers. That's very, very important. All right, if we notice in here, first of all, we can write our equation. We're going to write y is equal to 4.83, we'll just round it 2 places here, x plus, actually that's a minus, okay, minus 173.51. Question number 1, write your regression line. So here's our regression equation right here. Number 2, find the correlation coefficient. That is R, okay? So R is equal to 0.663. Now, please keep in mind that's positive, but it's kind of weak, okay? It's not real strong, okay? So that would be a message I would say there. And then lastly, it said, hey, predict what someone's grade on the final would be if they made a 73. So if I had a 73 here, what would the number be over here? Now you're probably saying, well, there is no 73 here. I go, that's right. That's what the equation's all about. So the score would be 4.83 times 73 minus 173.51, okay? That's about a 178.9, okay? So again, you could see the value of having accurate data, doing a linear regression, and again, this was weak, but if it was strong, this equation would be a good predictor of the value that you would get given a number that's not found in your data list. So again, this is how to do the linear regression equation on your calculator to be able to answer those questions. I hope that helped you out.